It's no accident that I call this a daily bread. It's such a simple, easy and satisfying way of making bread that it became part of my daily routine a long time ago. And because it has served me and my family so well, I want to share it with you, so you may bake a delicious, fluffy and filling loaf that's gonna make your house smell divine every single day. Let's face it, there's no better and nostalgic smell than freshly baked bread. And if you don't agree, argue with me in the comments. I dare you. I double, triple, quadruple dare you. If you've seen any of my other videos and you decided to come back for more, then I assume that you are finding some value in them. If that's the case, please bless me with your kindness by subscribing to the channel, as it helps me grow and become better. In return, I promise to bring you higher value content each time. Thank you very much. Daily bread means that the ingredients are simple, easy to acquire, affordable and clean. So here they are. 1 kilo of bread flour, 15 grams of salt, 10 grams of dry active yeast, 30 milliliters of oil, any vegetable oil will work, and 600 milliliters of warm water. As for the tools, we will need a large mixing bowl, a clean tea towel, a baking tray or a cast iron pan, and an oven, of course. Now let's begin. In the large bowl, add the flour, salt, yeast, and the 30 milliliters of oil. After that, pour a third of the water in. Not all of it yet, because we will add the rest of the water in stages to get a good rise of the dough. Then use one hand to start mixing the ingredients, while keeping the other one clean to pour the rest of the water when needed. Don't be gentle, and make sure that you reach as deep in the bowl as possible, because there will be a large quantity of flour hiding from the water there at the bottom. Keep adding the water until it's fully incorporated into the dough. After that, start mixing the dough in circular moves, just like a drill bit would go into a piece of wood, and pull your hand out at the end of that motion. My grandma was an amazing woman in every sense of the word, but her daily job was as a baker. And because I grew up around her, she taught me this kneading method as the best way to prepare daily bread. And the reason is because it stretches the gluten very fast and well enough in a very short period of time. This is not going to take you half an hour of two hands kneading and a lot of sweat. I tried many bread recipes over the years, but I have to say that I love this one the most because it doesn't leave me as a tired, sweaty mess at the end of it. And I think that the fast and easy nature of it made me stick with it for so many years. After 5 to 7 minutes of this kneading method with just one hand, we can wrap up this step by cleaning our hands in the most fun way. Again, Grandma taught me this trick. So coat your kneading hand with a thin layer of flour, and using the other hand, rub it until all the dough bits run off your hand. It won't remove 100% of the material, but 90% is good enough for me. Lastly, pour some flour on the work surface and dump the dough on it. We will now shape it into a nice smooth ball of goodness in preparation for its nap. This is very easy to do. Hold the dough in your hands, and with one hand, pull the dough towards you from underneath it on one side, rotating it full circle. Do this motion 3 to 5 times and you're done with the stage. Then pour some oil on the bottom of the bowl that you mix the ingredients in and place the dough in it. This will allow it to rise nicely and become a fluffy ball of goodness. Make sure you have a clean tea towel handy, because we will need it to cover the bowl before leaving it to proof. Next, put the bowl in the warmest part of your home and let it rise in peace for at least 1 hour. We're aiming for double the size, and that's when we know that we can move on to the next step. Depending on the yeast and on the temperature of your home, this may take up to 2 hours, so don't panic if you don't see any major changes after the first hour. Just give it more time and more heat. When you're happy with the rise, put some flour on your work surface and dump the dough on it. Shape it again, just like we did pre-proofing, and while it rests a bit, prepare your baking tray or your cast iron pan. At the bottom of your baking tool, sprinkle some flour, as this will protect the bread from burning and give it a nice classic bottom look. Then put the dough in it, and using a very sharp knife, score the top of the bread 3 times, as deep as you can in one move. Do not hack and slash the bread too much, just one swift slice and you're done. Usually they tell you to preheat the oven so you can place it in straight away, but I'll tell you to start the oven at 180 degrees Celsius right now, after you score the bread. Why? Because this will allow the bread to rise back again after we have handled it a bit and punched some of the air out. You will get a prettier, fluffier, tastier bread like this. When the oven is at temperature, brush the top or the face of the bread with a bit of water so it has a nice shiny finish. Then place it in the oven and bake it for 50 minutes. You can use egg wash as well, but it's not necessary. The water will do the trick very well. After 50 minutes, take the bread out and brush it again with water to ensure a soft, delicious crust. But if you prefer a crispy crust, then you can skip this step altogether. Then let it rest for 10 minutes before taking it out of the pan. And you're done. You baked the best daily homemade bread you never had before. Congratulations. Now, I know very well that I should leave it to cool off properly before slicing it, but deep inside I am a naughty child and I can't and I won't conform to these draconian rules of this control freak society. And if you're a bread rebel like myself, I totally encourage you to steal that first hot slice of bread and run into your lair to indulge in this decadent bread eating. Let that inner child have some fun from time to time. Trust me, it's healthy. If you found this video useful in any way, please like it and share it with others. Also, please consider becoming a member of my YouTube channel, as any contribution helps me tremendously. Thank you very much for your time, and I will see you soon.